coarctation of the aorta. That is the topic of today's lecture. So we are going to discuss this, y'all. This is a congenital malformation or abnormality of the aorta, and it is going to lead to aortic stenosis. So we can see the narrowing right here. And this narrowing can occur in several locations, but we find it usually around this thing called the ligamentum arteriosum. And this is a remnant of a blood vessel in fetal development. So this is our ligamentum arteriosum. It used to be a blood vessel, but after like fetal development occurs and all that, it will seal off and form this ligament instead. And we usually find this malformation around that location. Now, if it is distal to the ligamentum arteriosum, we will call this a postductal coarctation. And this is a good thing if this occurs because we are able to get blood past this blockage. We're still going to have a lot of, problems and pressure changes, but we can at least get blood from our aorta to the rest of our body. How are we going to do this? That's the topic of today's video. So collateral flow. You see the B in bypass? Let's say this was blocked right here. Then you can get blood to bypass that blockage and still get down here. That is basically what we're going to do with the aorta. So, all right. This is our heart down here, and it's going to pump blood out the ascending aorta and then aortic arch, descending thoracic aorta. So the aortic arch is going to have several branches: the brachiocephalic trunk, left common carotid artery, left subclavian artery, and this will have a right common carotid artery and a right internal thoracic artery and a axillary artery and all kinds of things going off of it. So anyways. So we're going to get blood. See, when blood comes through out of our heart, it's going to get stopped here. And we can't get blood to our abdomen, pelvis, or lower limbs. So we need to have a way to bypass this. And our body can do this because we have something called the internal thoracic artery. And this will arise from the subclavian artery. So blood will go here, up here, and down internal thoracic. We also have internal thoracic on this side coming off of this thing. So we have two of these, right? And these will have arteries branching off basically like this, called intercostals, anterior intercostal arteries. So these will be anterior. Now this aorta is in the back, and these will have vessels called posterior intercostal arteries, and they'll branch off like this, coming from the back. And the anterior intercostal arteries will come off this way, and they will anastomose, they will connect. So we can get blood going basically through here, up here, down internal thoracic, through the intercostal, the anterior intercostal arteries, and then those will connect to the posterior intercostal arteries, and those will drain into this descending thoracic aorta because we have vessels connected to this descending thoracic aorta. And so blood can get in here, blood can pass this, but these vessels connect to vessels that come off internal thoracic. So the blood's basically going boom, 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 and then into those, and then back in there. So anyways, however, these is basically our sequence here, right? If you want to bypass, if a patient has this, right, condition, this is what vessels we'll use. We'll use ascending aorta, we'll use the aortic arch, brachiocephalic trunk, can be used for this side, subclavian artery, and then internal thoracic, then anterior posterior intercostal arteries. And then it will drain into the descending thoracic aorta. Hope you all enjoyed the video. We out.